Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Rika and this is Rika Life. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button and definitely subscribe so you can continue with me on this amazing journey of crocheting. Today I wanted to share with you things that I've been making for donations. It's getting cold here, so I thought this would be a really good time to use up my bulky yarn that I've acquired and to make some caps for the cancer patients. I also made some preemie caps and baby caps for babies in the hospital too. So I'll be sharing all of that with you today. So let me show you the baby caps first. So I have made, I think about, let me see, 12 hats. So I haven't woven in the ends. As you know, I'm a rebel. I never weave in the ends until I'm ready to gift it or donate it. So I usually make like very thin hats like this with just, this is like with the 3-weight yarn. But I thought because it's kind of getting colder here, why not make thicker and warmer hats? So I actually started using 2 strands together. So what I did is, you can see there, so I've done 2 strands together. So I've used the yarn from one skein, but I took one thread from the outside and one thread from the inside. So it was a bit tricky, but I was able to make this much thicker and warmer hat. So that's a smaller one. It's a little bit bigger one with the same yarn. Sometimes, even though this looks really big, like sometimes they can just take this and they'll just roll it up like that, and then the baby can wear it. So it's not too big. Sorry, all the threads are there. So those 2 I got out of that yarn, plus part of it is down here. This color is the next one I made 2 out of. So these were just using up my yarn scraps and just leftover yarn I had from other projects. These were all DK weight yarn, which is like a number 3 weight yarn. So those are kind of the baby boy colors that I made. And then I also had more yarn. So these are the ones I started with. So these are pretty small comparatively. Like, that's pretty big. It's pretty small. So this is in the worsted weight, sorry, not worsted weight, DK weight yarn. So I made that, this, and then I have some yellows. And then for these ones also, for the pink, I wanted to make warmer ones. So this is the yarn doubled up. So they're a little bit bigger and they're a little bit thicker, but I feel like they'll be able to, they're still stretchy and everything, but I think they're warmer. So that's what I wanted. I mean, I know the hospital's cold anyways, but like once they come outside, I thought because it's like winter time, they can actually be like snuggly and warm instead of it being just like this thin little one. The thin ones are fine too. There's nothing wrong with the thin ones, but I was just trying to figure out, like I had all this yarn sitting in front of me that used to sit over here. And I was like, how can I get through this yarn and make a decent amount of hats? So I was like, hey, let's just double it up. So I could have probably gotten more hats if I hadn't doubled up the yarn, but I'm really happy to make like a thicker, warmer hat. So yeah, so those were the baby hats. The pattern that I used, I think it's called Preemie Cap, and it's by, I can't remember her name now. I have it linked on my Ravelry. So if you go to my Ravelry page, to my projects page, and you search Preemie Caps or baby caps, the pattern is there. I've linked to it. So those were the baby hats that I made. I end up making baby hats, I want to say, at least every 2 to 3 months of the year. And I really enjoy making them. It's a great way to use up my scraps. It's a great way to have like a small project that can be done really quickly. And I usually just sit down and knock it out within like 1 week. usually on like a Wednesday or Thursday, I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to send this to the hospital next week. And then that's exactly what happened this time. I was kind of like midweek and I was like, hey, let's send this next week. So I just quickly worked on it. Now I'm going to share with you the adult caps that I made. And all the adult caps that I made are patterns that I've made up myself. So I can kind of explain them to you as I go along. I kind of modified it based on what yarn I was using. So I have some yarn that I bought at Hobby Lobby at their clearance sale in 2023. I think it was in March or April when they had their clearance sale. So I had some left over from there. So I was trying to use that. So this was one of the yarns that I had. I have the labels. I just have them. I've put them where I keep all my labels. So I started keeping my labels in June and I'm going to keep them till 2024 June. And then I'm going to kind of sort them, organize them, and then tell you what all I've been using. It'll just be interesting to see like what were the most used yarns, you know. So this was the first hat that I made, I think. I don't know what order these are in. These are half double crochets and then half double crochets in the back loop. And then the last row is a single crochet. So for this one, I think I tried to do an invisible join. And I think it's not too bad. You can still see it, but it's not too bad. So that's one I made. This was the second one. So I finished this yarn. And then I had this yarn. This is Bloom Chunky yarn. Premier Bloom Chunky. So I finished that. And then I went into this gray color. Then I had this. This is also Hobby Lobby yarn. Oh my, what's it called? I cannot remember. But I remember falling in love with this color and buying it. And then this is actually Millen's bulky yarn from Hirschner's. I put it in there just to kind of match. I know it's not totally matching. These are all the same pattern so far. This is the Bloom Chunky again. This is one more. It's a little bit smaller in size. Whoops. You can see that it's a little bit smaller in size. It's not as wide. So those were 5 of kind of like the girly ones for the female patients. And then I had more of the Millen yarn. So I made these 2 hats. So because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so this was the same pattern as well. This is a green with these like flecks in them. I've never really used a yarn like this that had the flecks, but you can see that effect it gives. So I made this, and I think by this point I was like, let's not do a join at all. Let's just put a stitch marker in the first stitch of every round and just do continuous rounds. So I didn't want to see any joins. So you'll see no joins. So it looks much neater. So this was a Milland yarn, bulky weight Milland yarn from Hirschner's. And this was the other bulky weight Milland yarn from Hirschner's. This was actually really cool to make this one. I really liked these like deep dark colors, like the navy blue. Sorry, where's the navy blue? Like this really dark navy blue. It almost looks black, but it's like a navy blue. And it felt quite nice. So I don't know what yarn this actually is, but it came in my Milland bag. I got, I don't think it was by the number of skeins. It might have been. I think it was 5 balls of Milland yarn for $9, something like that. 5 or 6 balls for $9, which is amazing. So that was that. And then I bought, oh my God, Serenity Chunky. This was Serenity Chunky yarn. I made 4 beanies, black beanies. This is the same pattern, except there were less rows. I stopped at 6 instead of 7, and then I made the single crochet round because it was getting pretty big. So I made 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was that. And then, so there were like kind of 6 boy ones. I'm not done yet. This is the next one I'm working on. So I tried to finish off the black yarn, and then I added Bernat Softy Chunky. So I have this one, which hopefully I can finish this hat. This is the hat. You can see that, not the like where I joined the yarn, but yeah, this is what it looks like so far. And I am hoping that I can finish this hat with this much yarn, and I have 3 more balls of this. So I'm hoping to make this and 3 more hats, and then I will have, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 hats for the males and 5 hats for the ladies. I mean, the ladies can take a black hat too. I'm not saying they can't. They can totally pick whatever color you want. But I just wanted there to be some, you know, darker, deeper colors in case, you know, the men don't want to wear this. In case they don't. If they do, go for it. The more the merrier. So I used for all of these, because they were a little bit thinner yarn, I think all of these were like a size, let me just check this one. Okay, so this is actually a 6. So the first ones that I showed you were all bulky number 5 yarns. So I used an L hook with them, which is a 8mm hook. I think I used an L. Okay, and then all these yarns, the mill ends, and then this yarn, and then the Bernat Softy Chunky are number 6 weight. So I'm actually using an N, a 10mm yarn hook. So I have the Susan Bates hooks, and that is what I'm using. So yes, I'm almost done. I just have, after this one, I have 3 more hats to make, and then I'm wrapping up the hat making. After this, I will likely be making another dog bed for my sister. The first one was not for her, but another dog bed. But this time for my sister. She, like, I showed her these colors that I showed you, like the Bernat blanket yarn that I bought, and she chose the yellow color. You kind of see it peeking out there. She chose a really bright yellow color. So I took out 2 balls. I think I have 6 of them. So I'm going to hold 2 strands together, and I'm going to make a dog bed for her, and then I'm going to ship it to her because she doesn't live near me. She lives in Canada. So that is my next project. And then once that dog bed is done, I'm going to be opening my Premier Puzzle yarn. That right there is my Premier Puzzle yarn. Puzzle and Puzzle Shimmer. I am so excited. That is my Which Way Filet blanket with the mandala bonus bundle. This is a hat that I want to finish, and I'm trying to finish it with Karen Blossom cakes. Those are all the blanket yarns I just bought. That's my mandala ongoing project. These are older yarns, and underneath are kind of like older kind of yarns. And I'm kind of cleaning up over there. That's the bag. That's some of the donation stuff, and I'm gonna put it in this Christmas bag over there. And yeah, very exciting. Finishing off things. Oh my God, should I show you the other thing I'm making? Okay. Sorry about that. My phone just fell. Okay. Getting so excited here. Let me just make some space, and then I want to show you something else I'm working on. So as I mentioned, I'm trying to finish whips, and this whip has been sitting here for probably all of 2023. Like, I don't even know when I started this. This is not the first time I've made this. I have made this once before. And this time when I had started, I was like, I'm going to make 2 of them. So they're not complete, but I'm going to show it to you. I'm making these Frontline Hero Bears. Okay. They're so cute already. So this is taking me a long time, okay? I am not an amigurumi expert at all. I want to say it took me like 2 hours just to finish one head and to embroider the faces. That took me 2 hours or 2.5 hours. So anyways, I'm making them kind of like together because I thought it would be easier to just do 2 at a time. So I made their ears. I have made their ears. So let me just show you what it's going to look like. So the ears are going to go up here, and that look cute, somewhere around here. And then I have yet to make their arms. So the arms, because this is the scrubs that they're wearing, the arms will have blue and then go into this like bone. This is Bone color by Karen Simply Soft. I want to say the first time I made this project, I think I exclusively used Karen Simply Soft with the color Bone and the color, I want to say Berry Blue. But this time around, I couldn't find that color of Karen Simply Soft. So, sorry for the noise, my kids are at home. So I used Red Heart Soft Baby Steps in the color Deep Sky. So I really needed to find this exact color because that's like the color of my husband's hospital. It's like the color that they have. So that's why I needed to get this. So that's the Red Heart Soft Baby Steps in Deep Sky. And then this is the Karen Simply Soft in Bone. Those are the 2 colors that I'm using for this project. And then the last color is Karen Simply Soft in Black. And that's for the embroidery of the face and the nose. I kind of modified the face and nose embroidery to what was easier for me. Like, it's supposed to have a much bigger nose if you look at the pattern. This is a free pattern. It came out, I want to say it came out during the pandemic, but it might have already been out before that. It's called the Frontline Hero Bear, and I'm going to try to see if I can link it below in the description. It's a really wonderful bear. If you're into amigurumi and you know anyone that works at a hospital or you want to donate it to a hospital, they love it. So I'm going to put up a picture here of the one I already made. There's a couple of pictures. So you can see that the bear is wearing a hat and scrubs. And then the bear is also wearing a mask. So at my husband's hospital, they're still required to wear masks, even though it's 2024. So yeah. So I'm making these. I'm so excited. They're so cute. So yeah, this was like, because my son is finally in school and my daughter's in school, I can sit down and make these. This is like really fine work. And yeah, their heads are supposed to be like kind of pushed down. But anyways, so I'm like so excited to finish these. I just need to make the arms and the hat and the mask. So hopefully in the next week or 2, I can finish these. I mean, I'm almost, yeah, like we're mid-January. So hopefully by the end of the month, I can finish these. They still take a lot of time, but hopefully now that I've done like the body and the head and the legs, hopefully the rest of it is not too time consuming. So yes, if you like making amigurumi, check this pattern out. It's really wonderful pattern. And you can give it to anyone who works in the medical healthcare field, whether that's a doctor, a nurse, you know, there's a million other people who are working there. So they would really appreciate it. And of course, you can change the scrubs to any color that you like. They can be green, they can be purple. You can change the skin tone. I just used what I used to use, like what I used the first time, which was back in 2020. So that was 4 years ago. And I had used the Bone color of Karen Simply Soft. So I just used it again. But yeah, if you've made it this far in my video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you have a wonderful crochetful day, and I'll see you again soon.